Forward! All right. Ball left! Ball left! Forward!
Welcome back, folks, to the 5th episode of the Missing Links podcast with the Fantastic Four. And today we are joined by the boys at ASSL Golf. We've got Scott Limp-Wrist Lormer and we've got Azzy the Bear. Welcome, boys. It's fantastic to have you along. Do say your introductions to us all and talk us through, I suppose, very briefly, or go into detail if you want, how ASSL Golf was born. And what you're doing basically, and what you've been doing this past summer.
Right, Azzy, do you go, Scotty. You're the clever side of this. I'll just add in little knots.
You're too kind. So basically, me and Azzy lived together when we were at uni. We both moved down to uni in Glasgow when we were 18. So that was September of 2013. Long time ago.
Almost forgot our anniversary.
Lived together for 5 years at uni, and throughout uni we were always saying like we wanted to start a YouTube channel, wanted to start doing all these things, all these great ideas. Never happened. Then we started working. Lockdown obviously hit at kind of end of March, and one day we just like FaceTimed. We were like, we should start. This is the perfect time to start a YouTube channel. We're going to start it. We've got plenty more time, like sitting at home. We could be doing loads of different things. And that's how it kind of got going, like April. That was April this year. So for about 2 months, we kind of just like looked into all the things that we maybe needed to do, like make our logo, header, all that like kind of admin stuff. And then it was about, it must have been towards the end of May, Azzy saw Tik Tok and like how much it was growing and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, we should make a TikTok." I wasn't really that keen on it. I wasn't really that keen on it, but I was like, "Here, if you want to do your trick shots and that, fire away. I don't mind." So then he started doing that, and it was like going pretty decent. So we just kept going, and then that was for about the first month of doing TikToks. It was mainly like trick shots and stuff like that.
It was pish. It was pish.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But
you look back at it and you think,
we were in the house though, weren't we? You couldn't get out on the golf course, so there's only so much stuff you could do. And then when we started getting out on the golf course, I made one "Can you make a par" of me, which people just absolutely started slating my golf swing and tearing me down, and it did well. And we were like, well, this is doing those kind of videos is a lot better and a lot easier than doing the trick shot videos. So we kind of just like moved into doing our golf videos, and then we knew we wanted to do YouTube as well, so just pushed on from there.
I mean, I think we need to throw it all the way back. So university, Scott was always into YouTube. He knew what was going on with YouTube, so he's been on about, I want to do something to do with this for ages. And I was like, I always played golf. He kind of dabbled with golf in university. Along with baking, he thought about making a YouTube channel called, was it The Broke Student, I believe?
Dude, I would have bagged.
Along with a bake-off application. I mean, that could be the next channel that we make.
Yeah, it's in the works
with the rolling pin. But yeah, so like he'd always been into that, and he kind of subbed me on it. Like, yeah, we could do it. We've always enjoyed making Snapchat stories and that, like on night two, and it just kind of fell into it. It was the perfect kind of category for us to try and make something of, was golf. Like, we both had an interest in golf. I've played golf for years, and Scotty recently not recently, but took it back up pretty towards the end of university. So we started playing a lot more then. And it was just fun. Like, there's no better way to ruin your walk.
It snowballed recently in terms of your, I suppose, exposure as well. I think that's the one thing we've noticed is like, I'd say from July onwards, you guys it's gone like straight.
We went through a period like for maybe a good few weeks where we were getting like 1,000 followers a day, and we were like, right, Scotty, we need to know what we're doing here, because there's too many followers to let down, basically. At the start, it was we would share it to our friends on Instagram, and they would like, you get like maybe 20-30 messages from friends like, oh, this is funny, you chipping ping pong balls into a cup, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm running out of pans. So, I mean, this has got a very finite time that I can do this. So then we get to day 7, And then day 8 took maybe about 4 days to film, and it's just like Scotty, I don't see this happening. He's gone out, done this, and he's like, so what actually started it off was Scotty's went out. Do you know the shot tracer we put on? So shot tracer the app.
Yeah.
Oh, expose it. Are you
Scotty's
exposing me?
We're allowed to expose ASSL. He's went out and he's thought, right, I've ripped one there, but he's played 2 balls in the hole and forgot which one he's videoed. So the first ball goes way left, like we're talking off the planet duck hook. And then when he puts the video up, it's this beautiful, big, high, towering draw. But you can see the ball going miles left. And everyone's commenting on it, like, why are you like faking the shot and that? And he's like, I've completely forgot about the ball.
The whole time though, they were saying like, oh, you can see the ball going left. And I'm looking for this ball in the video, and I'm like, I cannot see this ball. Where is it? So, because the second shot had gone where I put it, but I put it in the wrong video. And I got slated.
So that was the start of the ASSL, guys. It was a complete fabrication, and we now just live off it.
Yeah, it wasn't too dissimilar, the whole TikTok thing, because I think it was Joe that said, you know, TikTok's it's taking off, it's a big thing, and I think I was like, I don't want to be anywhere near TikTok. Nonsense.
Well,
the more we go into it, the more
it's just 13-year-olds dancing.
Yeah.
Like it's the new thing for the younger generation. We're like, we're too old for it. But then, a lot of my kind of pals were starting to do like little videos of it. And I was like, let's just jump on that wagon. And here we are now, sitting speaking to you guys. I suppose.
We can all relate to the getting slated on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys must get
on a regular.
well.
The first one was
great
me,
to
wasn't
probe
it?
it as well.
Yeah. The shorts, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had some quite questionably short shorts on. And I hit what can only be described as
like short shorts.
a low toey hooky top, I guess. And it went about 75 yards, and I don't think I've ever felt so low. But it was funny and it was good content. So I had to question a few things in my life after that, but it was funny. And I think that's
once you get over that initial fear factor of putting it out there, isn't it? It's like people aren't going to say things like
regardless.
We've had some fantastic comments in our time. There is some real god tier stuff in there. Like,
the thing is, you get away with it. Like people do it to start with, or people did it on ours to start with. But we just take the piss out of ourselves all the time anyway. So nowadays we never get any like bad comments and stuff. It's all people just loving it and like getting, because if we're taking the piss out ourselves, what can they say about it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Rode out the hate, haven't we? We've rode out that wave of initial folk thinking this is not good. And then you get to the point where they're like, oh, well, they're always on my screen, so I mean, they must be all right. And then, I mean, now the love we get now is ridiculous for like folk that we've no idea. But I think I don't know. It doesn't feel any different from when we started. Like from when there was 300 followers watching us with ping pong balls and Scott making little fake hole-in-one videos with a driver, banging out the tune of EastEnders. I think these were the things we did at the very start. I don't know at what point you've actually seen the channel. I don't know how far back you've seen, but if you go scrolling through the archives,
quite a while ago, I think we spotted. I think it was almost as soon as we started putting golf style stuff on TikTok, and then seeing that content fed back as we were going through TikTok. I think it was quite early on. I think.
Yeah,
I could be wrong there, but I think it was.
We started June, and I'm pretty sure you guys were the first lot that we came across, or I came across, and was consistently seeing, and then it just went from there.
I remember seeing you with like 5K followers or something. So we were in like the early hundreds, and you had like in the early thousands, I think. And I remember it just went boom for a couple of months after that.
Yeah.
And the boom was fun. I enjoyed the boom. Like that's like you wake up in the morning and your phone is going nuts. Like folks in America,
I think that was the best thing about ours. It was our fourth video, wasn't it? Where Ben, I think fourth or fifth video, where Ben was in his short shorts and completely scuffed this shot, and then had a load of expletives after it as well, and that went up, and overnight, like it went, yeah.
I kind of like that, the unpredictability of it. Like you just never know. Each video is like individual, so I mean, it could be just as like there's so many we've put out and thought that's miles better than this one. And it's like almost flopped in comparison to it. And you're like, well, what do you have to do? And it's been like that, like kind of recently. We've been like, we've no idea how to market, because we got like, when it was going well, we were in a trending hashtag, and we were ranking in that hashtag pretty consistently. So the views kind of took care of themselves. It was always, we put a video out, it would get up to like 100k within like a few hours. And then you're like, oh, just let it go and like settle out or whatever it settles out at. And then now we're like fighting to get to that 10k mark again on each video, and it's different now.
It's different, but I mean, you guys are already expanding over on YouTube as well as Instagram, right? So I mean, it's one of the things that we discussed as well. We don't know if we see TikTok being the be all and end all. It's that wider exposure that is the really interesting portion to this.
It's definitely that. Like, we always planned for everything coming towards our YouTube as like a funnel. So everything we did was to funnel towards YouTube, and that would be our stable platform. Because I mean, the amount of times TikTok's been threatened to be banned in the last 3 months, that's caused some stressful conversations. Like, we've got 40,000 on TikTok, but how do we get 40,000 to become 400 more on YouTube? Was like, with no idea. Putting out like little stressed videos, like, yeah, guys, go follow our Instagram. Get maybe like 5 followers.
That's so bad, isn't it? Looking back, it was like, oh, hate myself.
Like our friends took the piss out of us for that, and quite badly. It's like, I think we said needs must in a conversation, and then they like went to town. They're like, needs must for what?
I suppose that's a good segue into, I suppose, the next question as part of your background. Where do you foresee ASSL going over the next, well, let's just say the end of the year, and then pushing on from there?
You want the year plan, the 5-year plan, and the 10-year plan?
Ozzy's got a lifetime plan for this thing, by the way.
I honestly have everything that I want out of this planned, and Scotty regularly tells me, like, Aaron, just calm down.
Every single day, I'll wake up and he'll have texted me like, I think in like 5 years' time, I'd like to see us running our own golf tour. And I'm like, what are you on about?
Dream big, that's good.
I've got big visions, but I've kind of missed the midterm stuff. So like the stuff where you find your audience and you keep your audience, I've missed all that out. I'm not interested, mate. I'm talking plaques on the wall. We've got 3 offices, and we've got our own like kids summer camp for ASSL Golf. That's fine. All the stuff that comes before it, Scotty can deal with.
I told you, outrageous.
It's
that's delegation at its finest.
I know. I would say like,
that's
for
my
the
idealist.
Oh,
When you go.
Do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
I was going to say, see, for the like you were saying for the end of the year, like we've not really set like, oh, we want to do this by the end of the year. We just want to put out consistently 1 video each week to the end of the year, like still maintaining the quality. See where that takes us, because we're growing fairly quickly on YouTube as well. Like we're picking up. We probably want the next big step's probably getting monetized on YouTube, which we're on track, like pretty in the reasonably near future, maybe the next couple of months.
Yeah,
like see that. And then I don't know, who knows? Just like keep putting out content. I think we want to play as many different golf courses as we can as well. Like since we started this, we've played Castle Stuart, which is one of the best in Scotland. Royal Dornoch, one of the best in Scotland. We're playing Trump International tomorrow.
Amazing!
Incredible!
We've had some fantastic opportunities like fall into our lap almost there. We're like,
that was the thing for us.
For example, like I knew. Sorry.
Yeah, God, that's the only thing we've ever said to each other was, let's try and facilitate more golf. That's like the key thing. Is just what can we squeeze out of this, and it's got maybe it's a bit selfish, but how can we expand what we can do and the experiences we can have through golf, and that's been the underlying thing. That's probably the only goal I think we've ever mentioned to each other is, let's see where we can play and what we can do. And like Trump International, that's an awesome one.
Yeah, so there's a couple of courses in there that I've played before, but would never have had the chance to go back because I've played them in like junior opens, or I think I played Trump for £100 each at like a season opener, and it was like kind of half it's decent condition, half it wasn't, and you're like, right, okay, that's like you're never going to get the full price unless you're prepared to pay for all these golf courses. But like, I mean, for example, we've emailed North Berwick. They've been in touch with us. They said they've been happy to have us doing at some point. So there was a friend of a friend messaged us about playing Dornoch. We got on the Dornoch for a guest rate, Prora, Fortrose, Tane, all these kind of top 50 courses are like, yeah, you can come on at guest rate for a bit of advertisement. Kind of, it's like almost like a mutual agreement between us. Like we're trying to help out everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think the very first thing that we thought was we want to just show what Scottish golf has to offer. Like, it's well known that Scottish golf is probably some of the best golf in the world, if not the best. Plaza the home of golf. But apart from that, there's so many like little hidden gems along all the wee coastal routes and that nobody really sees. And if we can show it for 60 seconds while taking the piss out of Scott's swing, absolutely, I'm all for it.
Yeah, great stuff. You love to see it, don't you?
You do love to see it.
It is a unique wrist hinge that I mean I've never seen before, but it is amazing.
Oh,
It's very similar to Dustin Johnson.
It's so terrible. I didn't realise how bad my swing was till I actually saw it on camera, and then I was like, "Good Lord, that is terrible." But then now I've got the name. I've got to stick with it, don't I? So
Like, we'll possibly do a YouTube series where we try and make limp wrist not so limp wrist.
No, we won't. I'm sticking with
I
this.
just can't see us ever getting rid of it.
Like I can see what's the the grips that they do, like the weighted grips that you just see people in films use.
Oh, aye, the hand grip dynamometers. There you go. Great knowledge, PE. Thanks very much to the PE teacher for that one.
All that.
What is it? My PE teacher never taught me that.
Well, I don't know what you've been doing with your PE teacher, mate, but mine was slightly different, clearly.
Wow.
I suppose you made a nice segue. It's almost like we've told you what we're going to ask you into Scottish golf.
Honestly, yeah, no idea.
So Scottish golf, talk us through it. As you say, you've already mentioned there's a few hidden gems. We ourselves really want to get up to Scotland at some point. Realistically, it's probably going to be spring next year when there's more light and things like that. It's a bit difficult for us moving into winter. But just go through Scottish golf if you can.
All right, Scotty, you want to start off, and then I'll tell you you're wrong, and then
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as I say anything here, just putting out a disclaimer now, these are my views and these are not Azzy's views, because I'm waiting to get, once again, slated.
Yeah.
But, well, we're both like from the, I guess Azzy's not from the East Coast, he's from like the North Coast, but I'm from, originally from a place called Montrose, which is about half an hour from Carnoustie, not too far from St Andrews. There's a lot of good courses up that East Coast. Then as you kind of go north, you've then got a lot of good courses around Azzy's, but I'll let him speak to them because he's played pretty much all of them. And then the next like kind of pockets are your like southwest down next to like Troon, Ayr kind of area, and then southeast over to like North Berwick and stuff. So you kind of get them in little pockets almost. But there's just so many golf courses. Like everywhere you go, really good quality courses as well. It's not like you've got to travel a long way to actually play a good course. Like they are everywhere. I like Aussie's standards for a good golf course are a lot higher than what mine are. Like I'll go somewhere new, a wee bit different, and I'll think, oh, this is class. Like we played in Edinburgh. When was that? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, just on a council course, and it cost us £20 or something like that. And it was like the most unique course we've ever played. Like it was just so hilly, like in valleys, like up rocks. I thought it was amazing. Azzy thought, nah, not having it.
I mean, it was fun for the first 9-10 holes. I wasn't playing the best, but it was like a shit day. Oh, sorry, it was a bad day. I don't know. Am I allowed to swear on this? By the way, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Is it encouraged? Because then I'll go full flow. Yeah, I'd had enough by the time on maybe 13, 14, 15. The rain starts pouring down. It's possibly the windiest conditions it's ever been. And Scott's telling me that this green that slopes maybe 60 degrees downhill that you can't putt on. He's like, yeah, it's a fantastic course, isn't it? And I was like, Scotty, just shut up. I'm just going to stop you there. Yeah, I've just 4-putted from the most ridiculous 9-foot putt or whatever. And he's like, yeah, great course. I was like, we'll calm it down with the great course. We'll go with fun, enjoyable, and we'll use them kind of describing words for it. But yeah, we've got a lot of good golf, especially at my way, like everything from Aberdeen to Dornoch, basically.
Yeah.
You can't really stop in a town that, first of all, doesn't have a golf course, doesn't have like that community vibe of golfing is a well-known like culture of the place. And then I'd say like within 20 minutes of each other, you've got like top 20, top 30 golf courses pretty readily available. And normally for like not decent price, like if you're paying the standalone first time, we'll play it because we're a tourist from America price, then you ain't gonna get your money's worth from it. But it's like knowing when to play it, how to play it. I think that's the beauty for me. Like, and no two courses are the same. Like you can say, oh, like Murray's quite similar to Brora because they're links courses, but there's nothing about them that's the same apart from the fact that they're links courses. It's like no two shots on the same course are the same, which is why I like golf basically. Like I can play the same shot 50 times as long as I can play it once that it's meant to play that way.
Yeah. No.
I think we lack that in England a little bit. I think you've got to know your stuff to find the right courses that are going to be good. I think if you in an area you didn't know that well and you thought, "I'll go and find a course today," I think even with research, I think it's really hard to get the right one and a good one. I think you need a bit of local knowledge to know where's good and whatever. But yeah, Scotland, I think that's from what I've heard from people like you say who are from there, played there. Even they said the same thing. Even the courses which you haven't heard of all of them have got a bit of something. And I think you don't get that many special courses around here, which maybe is a good thing. So when you find one, it's all the better. But I don't think we have as many special courses that are as memorable. We have plenty, I think, but I think they're probably fewer and further between. But yeah,
all across the UK, there's some like real brilliant courses. Like you look at all the places like the British Masters have been. You've got Wentworth, you've got all that kind of stuff. Then you got Wales, Celtic Manor. Like the course, especially when they did the European tour that they played, looked great.
Yeah.
But then I'd always preferred Scottish golf. But then that's maybe because I like the Scottish weather. You know, the wind and the rain, get it all coming in, a bit more fun, I suppose. But that's just me.
Yeah, we hate it.
Yeah.
We had a couple of weeks
What
ago.
really annoys me is like the US PGA where they'll put up the wind on the screen and it's like 6 miles an hour blowing into their face and they're going nuts. They're like, what do we do? Yeah, we've got a wind in the face, we're going to have to clout. And they're like, well, yeah, it's a bit windy out there today. Like, we played, I think another day we were playing 50 mile an hour gusts and still enjoying it. Like,
Well, I was.
It's different. And you were certainly enjoying yourself.
That was great.
We played a few weeks ago, didn't we? And it was 2.5 days of wind, rain, but it was torrential.
The rain.
I
Yeah.
mean, for you guys, maybe that's like standard.
Videos. Like, I don't know how they've got courses that are still open with some of the standing water you find on greens in your videos.
Yeah.
Oh
I think
yeah,
we
that
were
was
quite lucky in that
horrific.
They drained quite well, but even then, by the end of that day, we were putting through puddles, and it was. But we that was a little trip away for us. Only a couple of hours away. We were there for two or 3 days, so we were just like, we can't not play. We've got to make the most of it.
You've
And it was
committed
all
to
right.
it now.
We enjoyed it nevertheless. I think you've got to make do, but I think it's put into perspective what bad weather is. I think we're playing tomorrow, aren't we? And we saw a bit of light rain, and we were like, doesn't matter anymore because we've been through that shit,
Been
so
there.
we'll be fine.
Ben.
And after listening to you, I'm all the more inspired as well. Going to embrace the wind and rain.
Yeah, 100%.
No, no,
See if you're saying you're wanting to go and play golf in Scotland. I would recommend picking an area to go to. So don't go around like the whole of Scotland in one go.
Yeah.
I would say. Would you say, Ozzy? Pick like an area.
I
to
would
go
say definitely pick Murray Golf Course. That's self promotion, that. But no, I would definitely agree with that, Scotty. Like, you've got so much potential in one area if you just look into it. Or like, imagine you knew 2 guys from Scotland that ran a channel that maybe came on your podcast or something could help you out with Scottish golf. That would be fantastic for you guys.
If we find them, we'll let you know.
I know a couple of guys. I'll maybe get you in contact.
Yeah. So socials. ASSL Golf on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, we've got one video coming out every Monday on our YouTube. Mainly me versus Azzy, but we're going to start spicing things up in the coming weeks. Bit of foot golf in there, a few different challenges and stuff like that. The TikToks, like, is what it is. Every week, every day essentially. Sorry, come and see us make a tit of ourselves, especially me. And yeah, thanks for having us on the podcast as well, guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
We have got some big things planned. That we've got the Sunday series. I don't know if you've noticed that we do a Sunday series where we try and collab with as many people as we can across the whole platform. And I'm sure you boys will get your go against Limp Wrist at some point for that. But for that, we've recently got a trial sponsor on board for that. So my Bunker Mentality, that's our T-shirt right there. Sure, go and give them a look.
Love it.
No, that's right. Who's your caddy? That's the bear.
That's good. I like that.
So yeah, they've come on board for that one. Big thanks to them for sending us out some stuff, and hopefully that goes well. We've got some exciting stuff coming on YouTube. So like tomorrow at Trump Aberdeen, we're playing with Seb on Golf from YouTube.
Oh, fantastic.
I mentioned that to the boys before. I said he put something out about playing around there. So that'd be awesome, guys.
Yeah. So he's invited us to play with him tomorrow, which is massive for us. Like, just be able to pick his brain about what to do in trying to get the market like we're into. Like, that market is unsaturated, we think, and we'd like to fill a bit of that gap, which I'm sure you boys would like to as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
So yeah, stay tuned for all that exciting stuff, guys, and more.
Well, fantastic. Well, I think that's a great place to close. So thank you, boys, for coming on. That was fantastic, and we look forward to hearing from you soon in all your adventures. And I'm sure you'll be back on here, and it'll be good to collab in the future as well. So
when we hit 100K, we'll pay you guys a good sum to come on. Good.
Great stuff.
Right. Can we negotiate figures now? Actually,
we'll talk about them. But our people will talk to your people, and
we've thoroughly enjoyed our time on the podcast, guys, and we are sure that it'll only go from strength to strength with Force Out guys and Limp Wrist and myself on the podcast.